What's up, guys? I kind of wanted to come on here and show you guys some of the knots that I've learned and use whenever I'm fishing. The first knot that I want to show you guys, I typically wouldn't use on a hook, just because I do believe there are better knots that you can use on hooks. However, the first one I want to show you guys, I believe is perfect for a swivel. So what you want to do is start off by going through your swivel and start kind of spinning your swivel either towards you or away from you, making some loops in the line. I would say about eight twists before you stop and come back with your tag in and put it through where you first started your knot. And you're going to want to lubricate this so you don't burn your wire. So what I'm going to do is just lick it real quick. And if you have a short tag end like this, what you can do is use your pliers, kind of help you pull a little bit before you start pulling on your swivel and cinching that down. You're going to want to keep pulling both on your tag end and on your swivel until you get it nice and tight. And it should look something like this. And again, I'm not a professional, so it's not perfect, but it is strong. And now there is a way to make this first knot that I showed you guys a little stronger, and it's just by going and taking an extra step. So again, what you want to do is go through your eyelet, start it off the same way as the other one, and again start spinning either away from you or towards you until you get about 7 or 8 spins. You can go for as much as you want. I typically go for 8. So after that, again, you're gonna bring it through your tag. Bring your tag in through where you first started off your loop. And now bring it back through the loop you just started when you went back. And then again, you want to lubricate this. So I'm gonna go ahead and lick that before you start cinching it down, while at the same time making sure you pull on your tag ends. And you just keep making sure, again, you can use your pliers. Keep making sure you keep your tag end tight as well. And then afterwards, be sure to cut your tag end. And you should be left with something that looks like this. It's essentially the same knot with an extra step to make sure it doesn't slip. Now this next knot that I want to show you guys is what I would use for my hook. So there's a couple different ones, a couple different knots that people typically use, but I don't know how often the one that I use is used. But what you want to do is start off by making a tight loop on your line before passing it through the front or to the back of your hook's eyelet. Now, sometimes it is a little difficult, so what you can do is come through your eyelet to where you're just past where you were. Go back in until you're left with the loop inside your eyelet. And what you can do is lay this sort of across the back or the front, depending on which way you kind of went in, and start using your tag end. Start using your tag end to sort of loop around your hook, trying to keep these from overlapping. And on these ones, again, I would go about 6 loops, 6 to 8 loops, depending on the hook size and what kind of wire or line you have. I'm gonna go ahead and go once more before stopping it right here and bringing your tag end back through that loop. What you want to do here is make sure it stays tight and start pulling on your main line slowly, as well as making sure you pull on your tag end before pulling on your hook. And then again, you can use your pliers. I typically don't use them on my hooks to keep them from getting bent or misshapen, but you can use it on your hook. Just pull before, again, cutting your tag end and being left with something like this. Which I believe is one of the better knots for your hook. Although there is, if you're making, I'd say, a leader with the hook on it and a swivel for your I guess for your main line, and what I would do, or what I've seen other people do, I typically don't use this way. Let me cut off a new fresh piece. What I've seen other people do is they'll start off by inserting it through the eyelet, and again, resting this on the back or on the front of your hook. And then with this hand and with the main line, I guess if you're making a leader, and this only works if your other end is clear and you're not already attached to your rod, you want to keep looping your hook, making sure not to overlap, and you can keep coming back and snuggling them up together. Keep looping around. Again, I'd say probably 7 or 8 times before, when you have it like this, before coming with your main tag end. With your main tag end and bringing it through the eyelet once more. Tightening that down. And I don't know how strong this is. I don't typically use this knot, but it is a knot that I've seen other people use. But after tightening it all down, and again cutting your tag off, you'll be left with the hook and a little bit of leader. And I would put a swivel on the end of this. So what I can do, what you guys can do, is cut it to length, whichever length you want. Typically I'd go about a foot. Before grabbing your swivel once again, inserting it, oh no, got my seat. Before I would twist and circulate, which is just basically twisting it onto itself. Bring it through, make sure you go through both loops and measure where you kind of want it. I keep it probably like that distance from your swivel. Make sure it's tightened and secure before coming through and cutting your tag in. Now you're left with a swivel on one end and a snelled hook on the other. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this, I guess, beginner's guide to some hooks. I mean, some hook and some swivel knots that I use. I hope that you guys can use this when you guys go out in the water. Let me know about some of the knots that you guys know down in the comments, and I'll be sure to look them up. But these are the knots that I typically use, except for this one. This one, normally my lines, I don't put a leader on a leader that's this small. This is 35 pound, but it's not leader material, it's just a regular old line. But typically I use a bigger hook with 25 pound test leader line, and it's thicker than this, so I can't really use this. Well, I guess I can, I just choose not to. But again, that's it for today's video. And again, this is my first video. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if I can do something to maybe make the videos better. I know that it's all over the place and the focus is not the best, and it's kind of distracting having to look down here to make sure I'm in the video, but also down here to make sure I don't miss the outlets when I'm trying to put it on. But yeah, I hope you guys liked today's video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, hopefully I make more videos. Peace.